Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In the previous session, we have seen how to integrate these changes like cart items. When we click on plus icon, we are integrating the price and quantity of these items. In the same way, when we click on minus icon, we are decreasing the price and quantity of these items. Now in this session, we will be creating dynamic changes for this checkout route. So we have added previously we have added all these are the static changes. Now we'll make these changes as a dynamic, which we'll be integrating from the client side. So let's start those things. So first of all, let's make it post request inside the stripe route.ts. Initially we have created it as a get request. Now it will be post request as we are making it dynamic. Okay, now if you go here and we have this previous transactions of stripe, we have done these things as a get request. Now we will be making dynamic by using this. Whenever we click on checkout, so here we will be giving the details, and these details need to be added inside the dynamic stripe route. So let's do some changes on the stripe route.ts and then we'll check. Okay, now we have to make these things as a dynamic. So let's take one variable, let line underscore items equal to, let's make this as empty array. And what we can do is just you comment out this thing, previously static changes, and we'll be having the data in this format. So let's go back to client request. So here this is the payload. So name, email, address, city, state, and along with these things we'll be also sending the card data. Now let's go to the stripe route.ts. So here if you see, we are taking these things as already as a static thing. Now just wanted to loop. We can add multiple items, right? So for that one we can loop through these line items. So let's add for in loop for let, and let's take one variable here, let payload equal to request.body. let item payload dot items. So we are getting the items inside the payload dot items. So let's run this loop. Okay, so let's take one more variable, which is foods, and payload of items of item, payload of items of item. So let's make this in this way. Okay, now we got the foods, so we have to push this food item into the line items. Line item dot push, so it will be dynamic completely. Let's add price data underscore data. Okay, now what it will contain, here we have these things, right? Static things. Just we need to make these things as a dynamic. So let's add currency. So by default we'll be making this one as a USD. Okay, and product data product underscore data. So here we will be taking this one name, product name, foods dot food dot name, and also we'll have to take unit of amount, unit underscore amount. Okay, food dot foods dot price, and let's multiply this with 100 as it is unit of item, and quantity will be foods dot quantity. Okay, now we have made these changes as dynamic, and what we can do is here we can completely remove this one, and line items is already dynamic, so these line items will be added here. Now what we can do is we can make this user ID, all these things as a dynamic. Payload dot user ID, and we can make this name as also dynamic. Payload dot name, payload dot name, and this one payload dot email. Okay, now address and city also we can make it dynamic. Payload dot address and city, payload dot city. So we have done these changes, and we can also make this as a dynamic. So till here we can make it request headers dot origin, right? So as we are making it from the client side, we are having these endpoints above, let's uncomment these things. So it no needs to be localhost 4200. Whatever the port it comes from here, it will be redirected there. So next what we will be doing, so we are returning the same response.url, and on the client side if you go to checkout component.ts, so we'll be getting this data. Okay, now what we have to do is, I think we'll have this thing, so window dot location dot origin equal to data dot url. So 1 minute, let's comment it now. Let's first see the console output after making the payment. So let's refresh it. Once open the terminal, so it's still compiling. Okay, let it compile. So here it is compiled successfully. We can use window dot location equal to data dot url. So let's make this one as in this way, url. Data, let's give this any. Okay, now go back to the browser. Now if you see, we have two items, which is a quantity of 7 pizza, and the veg pizza is like 2 items, so total amount will be 88. So let's give these details. So click on checkout. So what will happen, it has to be redirect to the payment gateway. Let's go to the console. Seems like we're getting some issue here. Checkout. Okay, so here it is not able to find that endpoint, getting 404. So let's open this one, API pay/checkout. Okay, let's go to the route. First, let's go to cart service. We are making a post request here, and let's go to the Stripe. What is the endpoint? Checkout. It's a post request only. Now go to server.es API/payment API. Okay, so here it is payment. So let's make this one as payment on the url.ts. Let's make this one as a payment. We have made it pay, but it has to be payment. So let it compile. Okay, it is compiled successfully. Let's close this. Okay, now let's give the details again. So it should work now. Let's give HYD TS. Now clicking on checkout. Now it has gone to Stripe payment gateway. So here you can see these items are dynamic: pizza and veg pizza. So if we are multiplying by 100 unit, so it is become this. So now let's give details. I'm giving my email ID and shipping address will be, let's give HYD, some pin code, and selecting Andhra Pradesh. You can give 424242. And you can give any expiry date, which is the future date. So now let's make the payment. See, it has redirected to this page, success page. If you see here, inside the success, in order to make, we can confirm the payment as well. So we have other things, whether the payment is successful or not, by using this one. Here, if you go here, refresh this Stripe dashboard, transactions. So it should be there. See, the 526 payment what we have made is there. So we have successfully made dynamic payments with Stripe. So if you also see, let's open MongoDB Compass. We should have the orders. All of these items should be there in the orders as well. Let's open that one. So this is our database, food online orders. Not this one. Yeah, this one. See here, if you see orders, we got the items. Okay, we got the 2 items. Let's expand those things with a quantity of 7, and product information is this one. Product data will be pizza and veg pizza. So in this way we can able to make it dynamic. So here there will be some chances we need to verify the payment once this is successful, and we might be calling some other APIs. So for that one, we can pass the session ID to get the payments. So as we are getting the session ID onto the client, so by using this session ID, we can able to verify it after redirecting to client page, success page. So we can display the product information what we have purchased here by using this thing. So let's recap one more time what we have done so far. So we have changed the get to post request, and we have taken the line items and we have made it dynamic by looping through for in loop. So those things we have added here. So line items and payment type, and these are the allowed countries which will be displayed the drop downs in the drop down. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see in the next session. In the next session, what we'll be doing is we will be creating login and register routes, and we'll make the user to log in and register. And once the user is logged in, he can able to see the his order history. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see in the next session.